Hello, Durud and Shalom. Hello, everyone. We be
Hey
live.
guys, we have two parts for today's show. We're going to be discussing the World Cup and what happened last night, and then we're also going to talk about the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding. It seems like a lot of people are believing what the terms are because it's been circulating around, and we're going to clear a lot about that up for you guys. But first, we will be beginning with what happened last night, which is a freak incident, in my opinion, and quite disgusting. So there's a lot of news that's happened, and what we will be beginning with is this. A player last night in the World Cup of the Islamic Republic of Iran's
Oh, there's Spring Alley.
decided that it would be a great way to celebrate his goal by shooting at the crowd. So he scored, and then he runs to the corner and points his hand at the supporters in the stands and starts shooting at them with a gesture of a gun. And this is quite interesting because just a while ago, the Islamic Republic massacred tens of thousands of Iranians, and this set the internet on fire, having people have to see this. So there's also videos of this, but what ended up happening with the World Cup is that this happened. The lion and sun flag has been broadcasted on Islamic Republic state media without them knowing. Flags and other such shirts of the lion and sun were confiscated, and all of the players of the Islamic Republic are the worst traitors possible. So I'm trying to find that video for you guys so you can see it here.
Wait, can we show it? Wouldn't FIFA come hunting us? Like, is that okay to show on YouTube?
I mean, they haven't said anything about it, so I think
Isn't it
it's fine.
copyright to show FIFA? Okay.
Oh, is it?
Wait, let me check with Gemini.
Yeah,
Because I
while
know
you check,
when it comes to the Olympics, if you show even the slightest like video of anything in the Olympics on YouTube, they're gonna come hunt you. They're like, okay, yep, your channel
really?
gone. Bye.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the same thing with FIFA.
Okay, so basically, like, we can show the pictures though, right? Like this.
Yeah, we can show.
I think that should be fine. Okay. So guys, what in the world? These guys came out, massacred tens of thousands of people. And by the way, before they sent the Islamic Republic national team to America, they declared that these players that you see right here are soldiers of the Islamic Republic. I'm telling you, one of them is already confirmed a pedophile, was trying to get with a 14-year-old girl while they were in Turkey training a few weeks ago. This guy comes out and starts shooting at people with a hand gesture after the massacre. The FIFA's the stewards are going around and they're just confiscating all of the flags of people. There's nothing, like, I cannot contain my rage. Look at this. You see this guy as a minister, a steward. And every lion and sun flag, that the stewards see, they come in and they just grab it. They take it.
What?
Yep.
What a disgrace.
I know. But here, we did strike back a little bit.
So before you show anything else, like regarding the let me just read this to you. FIFA and YouTube's automated copyright system are extremely aggressive, especially during live broadcasts. Even just a few seconds of match footage can instantly trigger a content ID claim, which could immediately shut down your live stream and result in a copyright strike against your channel. So
Interesting.
don't show it.
Okay, yeah. I won't show it. So since they were confiscating the flags, like you guys could see here, this lady decided that she would just simply wear the flag as her dress.
Look at them. They're not letting us to have our flag. This is the true Iranian flag. And look at them. Look at this FIFA. Look at the FIFA.
What is going on here?
They're taking us. They take us our flag. They said if we don't surround our flags, they will kick us out of the stadium.
Really?
Yes, of course.
So he's taking the flag now?
Yes, he's taking our flags. This is true Iranian flags. Yes, this is a true Iranian flags, and they take us from us.
So tell me what happened. They came up to you and
yeah, of course they came up to us and said, if you don't surround your flags, we're gonna kick you out.
really?
Yeah, of course.
Why is it important for you to bring the Lion and Sun pre-revolutionary flag?
Yeah, because that's a true flag. We don't support IRGC. We're not here to support IRGC.
Brave. I like this woman. I like this woman a lot. Very brave. Very smart. Wait, I think you're muted.
I was just saying, Durud Basharafet to that woman.
Yes.
Do you have any videos? I've saw some videos of Iranians watching the game on TV, and every time the other side, who were they playing against?
New Zealand.
Yeah, every time New Zealand scored, they were cheering. Do you have that? Okay.
I don't have it, but I could definitely find it.
Yeah.
We also had this 42,000 massacre banner that was put up, and yes, many people brought out the flags. They wore T-shirts and everything, and every time that the Islamic Republic would get the ball or score or anything like that, it was just boo, boo.
Yeah.
So that felt good to see. I do have a couple more things here for you guys about this.
Guys, I think a lot of people, a lot of non-Iranians were confused. They're like, why is it that when like these are Iranians and they thought that's the Iranian team, like why are these Iranians booing the Iranian team, and why are they cheering every time New Zealand is scoring? So I bet you like a lot of people who are not following politics are like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why are you celebrating New Zealand? So
Yeah.
a lot of people could have, yeah.
It was
I bet
so
you
nice.
I bet you that's why that soccer player like of the Islamic Republic was so confused, like so angered, like did the shooting symbol, because he was like, imagine if you're the Islamic Republic and you go to the stadium and all the people who are supposed to be cheering you are booing you. I think it got on his nerve, and that's why he started shooting at them.
Yeah. And you know, they had such a lack of supporters for the Islamic Republic that they had to resort to this. Take a look.
What is happening?
None of these people are Iranian.
What?
These are all Mexican and non-Iranians. Most of them are Mexican. None of these people.
So they're paying people to
Iranian.
hold the Islamic Republic flags?
Yep, and the players are going to sign them. Look, literally no one here is Iranian.
Oh my god.
Not even Middle Eastern people. It's Latinos, Asian, couple white Americans. Yeah, that's about it. Looks like they got some pretty good money to show up here. So yeah, well, that's something we've seen before. And Armin, this will make you feel better. Look, this is Islamic Republic State Media. And look right there. Lion and Sun flag.
Oh yeah.
It's being broadcasted in Iran.
Nice.
Lion and Sun flag's right there.
Wow. No. That's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's
And not
amazing.
only that, there was a really weird thing. Like, let me copy this image address so you guys can see what I'm talking about. When I saw this, I was like, what is going on here? Look at that.
Oh,
Look
What?
at this.
Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's
Look,
happening. So that's Israel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I guess?
Go for it.
So these are Islamic Republic supporters and like Palestine supporters, and that guy with the Israeli flag just Leroy Jenkins did and just went
Yeah.
into the middle of them with an Israeli
Yep.
flag. Yeah.
Yep. Because he knew, this guy's smart. He knows that the TV is going to pan over to the Islamic Republic flags. And when it would, he would raise up the Israeli flag. I like it.
Yeah.
See, we're
That's
smart.
pretty good. That's good. Good job. Good job. Whoever that is, that's good job. Yeah, they're like, let's focus on there. And you're like, sure, let's focus on there. Look at the Israeli flag. That's good.
There's also this. Line and Sung right there with the Islamic Republic, coaches and staff singing the national anthem of the Islamic Republic. So that was great. I think this was also shown. I don't know if it was cut out afterwards or not, but that was also cool. So yeah, none of these players are a supporter or not. None of them are representative of the Iranian people. These are Islamic Republic terrorist IRGC players. All of them. All of them. Guess what happened after the game? After the game, this guy, the head coach of the Islamic Republic team, comes out and says, oh man, they're forcing us to leave the US. They only give us 24 hours to be in the US to play the game. We have to go back to Mexico. We're so oppressed. Our team is the most oppressed one in the whole World Cup.
Jesus Christ.
Man. That sucks. Dang it.
Yeah. Texas is saying, get out of my country. Yeah.
Just, do you, what?
See,
like the audacity of this guy to come out and be like, yeah, we had 24 hours to play the game and they kicked us out immediately. They said we had to leave immediately. We are really troubled by that. We don't know why they are returning us, to be honest. It seems very strange. It seems others are doing the planning for us. Our team is the most oppressed one in the whole World Cup.
Unbelievable. Their team represents a regime that has killed tens of thousands of Iranians in a matter of hours, and they're like, oh, we're so oppressed. Why are we cheating? Why are we being treated this way? Bunch of fucking terrorists.
They always show their colors no matter where they go. It's like you don't even have to like have them try.
Ooh.
This picture. This one's a good one. Look at this. These are almost all Lion and Sun flags. And you guys can see, look how close they are together, the Islamic Republic flags and the Lion and Sun flags. So these guys, these people throughout the whole stadium were actually fighting. And there's a lot of videos about physical fights, like fist fights, like people punching each other in the face, like straight up. And I don't think I can show that. But there was a lot of clips of them pushing each other, punching people in the face multiple times. And so you can clearly see how close they are. That definitely caused a lot of problems. But and these players are walking.
Look how beautiful the Lion and Sun flag. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it a beautiful flag? The Lion and Sun. Look at that. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
I like how the Islamic Republic couldn't get like on because guys, all of this was live in Iran on state TV. And this is such a humiliating defeat for them because they couldn't there's no way to avoid showing Lion and Sun flags. Like there's no way to avoid that.
Yeah. Terrorists. Fleshy Interloper is saying TV was complicit. Yeah, they were. I think you just said it, right? That they were blurring and et cetera, et cetera.
Really?
Yeah, they were blurring. At least on the a lot of the FIFA channels that I was looking at, or the clips that I saw, were blurring out blurring out entire, like, so portions would be Lion and Sun flag supporters, right? Us, and they would just blur it out, or they wouldn't show it.
Wait,
but most of the time, just wouldn't show it.
On FIFA's side, they would blur it, or inside Iran.
I think it was just Islamic Republic state media, but like
one
of them did get, a couple of them did get through.
Did get through,
yeah. Thanks, Fleshy Interloper.
State TV. Yeah, State TV is definitely complicit.
And Joanne saying they wore badges with the 169 number for the children killed at the Iranian school. Pissed me off. No badge for the 42,000. Exactly. And that is why we got that banner of the 42,000 Iranians who were massacred. It was so disgusting. See, I'm telling you guys, all of these players, do not feel bad for them. Some of them weren't allowed to play because they criticized the Islamic Republic. The ones who are playing fully endorse the Islamic Republic. They kissed the Quran on video, pledged loyalty, I think, on 3 separate occasions, fully to the Islamic. They're completely complicit. They're all terrorists.
Fuck them.
And Boboism saying, did Guy have a broadcast on Monday as promised? I don't know. Did he?
Oh, I'll check with him. I think so. He had his segment on school.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think I'll double check with him.
And so, guys, now that we've basically shown you guys what happened at the World Cup yesterday, we want you to know that this will occur again this coming Sunday, which is, 5 days from now, roughly, depending on where you live. On Sunday, the Islamic Republic play Belgium, and that will be a bigger match, and more people will be clashing with the Islamic Republic supporters. There was a lot of videos of outside the stadium as well, people cursing at each other, yelling, this and that. A lot of clips of a lot of clips of us, Iranian people, cursing out the players on the field. So like the goalkeeper, who pretty much has to stay in one spot the whole game, is getting cursed out the entire time. Obviously, I'm not going to show the clip of that because it's very colorful language, but yeah, they all deserve it. And I hope it did affect them in their game, and I hope they lose the rest of their games and go straight back to the Islamic Republic that they miss so much.
Can I address something here? Jew Hater is saying they blocked me from sending super chats and took my crown away. Actually, Jew Hater, that's not a thing. You can't do that on YouTube. If you either get blocked, or if you're not blocked, you can send super chats. And he's saying that's what happens when they're coping. I think Jew Hater is now broke. He spent too much money on giving us super chats. And now he's still here and he doesn't have any money to spend anymore. So he's coming up with the excuse that we blocked him from doing super chats. That's not a thing, and that's not a thing. We can't block you from giving. We can either block you from the channel, and that's it. That's the only thing we can block. We can't let you be here and do super chats. But nice try, trying to sell your own cope as our cope. Anybody could look. That's not a thing that we have an option. There's no way for us to allow somebody be here, but take their super chat ability. Nice try. Keep coping. Amazing.
I think Enoch's right. I think his mom's credit card is maxed out at this point, so it's
Yeah.
not like he can't send any more money, and he's just saying, "Hey,
been blocked.
they blocked me.
They blocked me
Even
from
though
super
I'm
chat.
commenting right now."
You should have thought about not maxing your credit card before you got to this point, but we're not buying it.
Yeah. And Sarah's saying, love the Lion and Sun flag, and love you, Sheer Mags. Oh, I haven't heard that one in a while.
Love you too, Shirzan.
Shir Khaha.
Shirzan.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you,
And
Sarah.
Miss Hypnotic, who's saying the player who did the gun thing was deported back to Iran by the US. I didn't hear that yet.
Really? Yeah.
But I hope that's true. But here's the thing. They very easily could do that because they have to issue them visas every time they want to enter the United States, which is for every single game. So they could just simply not give him or delay it.
I love the level of humiliation that they have to go through. Did you? Yeah, maybe if you guys, if you could, I saw so many videos of Iranian peoples watching the game and cheering every time New Zealand scored. So those were glorious. It was pretty good, guys. I don't know. Many years ago, when United States and the Islamic Republic team had a match inside Iran, the people Iranians inside Iran, they were cheering for the United States. And once the United States won, Iranian people were out in the streets and celebrating. It was such a big deal. It was so controversial. Like Iranian people were out in the streets inside Iran dancing and singing and celebrating. Some people brought out the US flag and they were waving it inside Iran, celebrating US's win over the Islamic Republic's win. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah. I hope Belgium wins on Sunday.
Yeah.
Thanks, Miss Hypnotic. And, Antoff became a new member. Welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Soldier
Welcome.
Ant. Okay. Are you guys ready to discuss the MOU? We have a ton of things that have come out and a ton of things that should not have come out about it. What are we going to start off with? We are going to start off with what we know.
Mhm.
So what we know is that Abbas Araghchi, the foreign minister, has confirmed who will be showing up to be talking on Friday.
Ooh.
به زودی امضای رسمی اون صورت خواهد گرفت.
So soon, the official signing will take place.
احتمالاً روز جمعه.
Probably Friday.
و در محلی که مشخص خواهد شد.
In a to be determined place.
و همون روز دور جدید مذاکرات ایران و آمریکا برای رسیدن به توافق نهایی.
Okay, I don't know why he's just rambling on. Okay, but basically, he goes on to say that Ghalibaf and JD Vance will be signing.
He
We got the
doesn't
confirmation.
He doesn't sound happy. He doesn't
No,
sound
he
happy.
isn't. I mean, this guy got dragged through the mud, right? His people shouting for his death in the Islamic Republic. And yeah.
He
Poor
should
guy.
next time he's outside Iran, he should ask for asylum or something. I think.
Yes.
Like he's in danger.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he should stay in Iran. I think he'll be safe. Hopefully.
You know what would be the best thing though, Ali? The best thing is for President Trump to arrive, like be there, right? I'm like, surprise, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we're not doing a deal. This would be the most beautiful thing. It's not gonna happen, but it would be so beautiful. President Trump, like, you need to shake my hand. We're gonna take a picture. And both of you are gonna shake my hand before we sign this. And we're gonna video that. We're gonna take pictures. And yeah. Wouldn't that be the best thing? Oh
That would
God.
destroy his image completely, even more than it is. And Ghalibaf, they would both be done for. Completely.
I mean, that would cause just beyond Ghalibaf, and that would destroy the supreme leader, because the supreme leader gave his full endorsement to Ghalibaf.
Perfect. That reminds me of something. Reminds me of this, right? Mojtaba waking up in the hospital bed. Did we win? And Ghalibaf just unplugs the life support. Hey, it's better if we just both. It's better if we just both, take the bullet here. You don't even want to know what's been happening for the past few months if you just woke up. And are you guys ready to be annoyed? Anyone ready? I'm ready.
Excited about your book. We're going to talk about it. You've been on air a lot today, and I guess maybe start
Can
off
we make it louder?
This is the loudest.
Can't you or won't you release that document now?
Why won't you release the MOU terms now?
Yeah, so there's some diplomatic procedure at work here where the Qataris and the Pakistanis have been mediating this entire negotiation with the Iranians. And they've asked us effectively to sequence the way that we roll this out. I frankly don't understand it. We'd be happy to release the agreement today or tomorrow. We may release it as late as Friday, but fundamentally in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter because whether it's tomorrow, whether it's Friday, people are going to see what's in this agreement very soon.
There's a sequence of things. It's diplomatic procedure. Frankly, I don't understand it. But one way or another, you will see what's in it. JD Vance. Oh, JD Vance. What exactly does that mean? What exactly does that mean? And also, JD Vance was saying some more things today. Now, this one got under my skin. We're going to talk about this. I don't know if you guys have heard this. I highly doubt it. But listen to this. Please listen to this.
You are in a religion and a political party, I think, that is hard to square at times. Objectives in even saying, how do you thread that needle
of sort of all Christianity as you have?
Wait, why is this guy talking like
certain
about
people
that?
who are going to
Oh, okay, this is the wrong clip.
Or the president,
let me find the right
Secretary
one
Rubio or anybody else does.
I mean, let's give us your thoughts for a second while I find the right one.
That was an interesting clip, though. Can we play that while you find that clip? Because I think
yeah,
that is pretty. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Go back because it's only 2 minutes. I want to know what he says about that.
In a religion and a political party, I think that is hard to square at times because of the Pope. You and Marco, you have things you have to do as the president of or vice president of the United States. Your foreign policy objectives in Iran, the Pope is against what you have to do on immigration. You view it one way, he views it another way. Even now, I mean, the press is even saying, the fraud task force initiative is, an attempt again just to target Somalis. How do you thread that needle with the Pope, a guy who seems to not appreciate what you believe politically, and yet he's your spiritual leader?
Well, I think a couple things. First of all, I think this is true of sort of all Christianity, as you have, certain people who are going to disagree politically with what me or the president or Secretary Rubio or anybody else does, and they're going to try to say you're not being Christian enough. And one interesting thing is that often those criticisms are made by people who say, I don't believe in Jesus, but you're not being Christian enough, which I always roll my eyes at a little bit. Now, obviously, that's not true of the Pope. The Pope is explicitly the leader of the Catholic Church. I'll say two things about the Pope, Glenn. So the first is that oftentimes,
did you still want to listen to this
one? When the media reports on him as an antagonist of Donald Trump, or as somebody who just rejects wholesale everything that Donald Trump says, and then I'll read what he actually says, and I realize the Pope does sometimes have disagreements, but he's actually much more nuanced and much more subtle than what the media gives him credit for. They want to play up the conflict, but even on the immigration issue, yes, he's criticized.
Yeah, so that was him, talking more to Americans here, but he talks directly to the Iranian people, a rare occurrence. Armin, I would like you to give me your thoughts after you listen to this clip, okay?
Well, I guess what the president has said is, one, we've given the Iranian people an opportunity here. Their military is substantially weaker. I mean, it's effectively gone. Their conventional military is effectively gone. If the Iranian people want to rise up and make, their own country or make their own political future, then obviously the president of the United States would be happy to deal with whatever new government they produce. But we're not going to force that on anybody. I think this is what is fundamentally different from Trump's foreign policy compared to Barack Obama's or George W. Bush's. Is we will empower people on the ground who yearn to breathe free, but we're not going to force them to do what, we're not going to force them to elect their own government. What we're going to do is pursue our best interests. And what did the United States want out of this? We wanted an Iran that didn't have a nuclear weapon. We wanted an Iran that had a conventional military that it was not able to threaten its allies in the region. And that's what we got. And so the president is saying, we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We accomplished what we needed to. I think it's actually a great virtue and wisdom of the president's foreign policy that he's now saying, you know what, now we're going to go do something else that's not related to our core national security objectives. He's saying, we got what we came for. Let's negotiate with these guys to see if they're willing to change their behavior. And if not, we still got what we came for fundamentally.
What do you think? Especially about this first 5 seconds.
Well, I think what the president has said is, one, we've given the Iranian people an opportunity here. Their military is substantially weaker. I mean, it's effectively gone. Their conventional military is.
I mean, it's not gone. It's still there, and it's still capable of oppressing. You know, it's not a. I mean, a significant portion of the military of the Islamic Republic has been destroyed for sure, but the part that could suppress the Iranian people and shoot into the crowds of the Iranian people when they're coming out and uprising, that is still there.
Still there.
That's still there.
It's still there. So listen, the conventional military is the Artesh. The conventional military doesn't oppress the people. The IRGC does. And the IRGC had, I don't know, anywhere between 5,000 to 8,000 of their members dead. I think what was another 50 to 90,000 wounded. But they still can suppress the people. What is the opportunity right now for the Iranian people to rise up? They still can't. Later down the line, and then he goes on to explain, these are just my thoughts. He goes on to explain how they've done all these things, right? And I'm like, okay, everything else was great. I understand. You said you've done this, you've done that, you've done that. I'm like, okay, thank you, right? Thank you. But you have not given the opportunity for the Iranian people to rise up. That has not happened.
Well, I mean, the Islamic Republic is weak here. So we have, because of what America and Israel has done, we are closer to, our goal, because a weaker regime is good for the Iranian people. So, but to suggest that there's no obstacle in our way, I mean, most of what has been destroyed of the Islamic Republic is not the part that kills the Iranian people. Like, most of what the Americans and Israelis have managed to destroy is not the obstacle in our way. You know, that is still there. That is still there. And also, I understand that obviously the United States should focus on its own interests. And if those interests are aligned with the Iranian people, then that's great. But he makes it seem as if like regime change is not aligned with U.S. interests. Regime change is completely aligned with U.S. interests. And also President Trump, it's fair to say that President Trump is not responsible for doing regime change for the Iranian people. That is true. And the Iranian people are responsible for regime change, but not the United States. However, it's obvious that President Trump was going for regime change at the beginning of this. Like, we can't pretend that was not happening. Like, President Trump was hoping to provide the Iranian people the upper hand to do regime change. So the way he's talking to me seems like as if he's making it seem as if that was never the goal, but that was the goal. That was the goal. And it's fair. Like, I would, if you come and honestly say, okay, we tried, but this is more of a marathon than a sprint, I think that would be a more honest way to describe what's happening, rather than saying like, well, we were never even trying to do this, and now the Iranian people have the opportunity. We're closer. I accept that we're closer, but we're not there yet. And so that's one point that needs to be corrected. But the more important point to be corrected is that regime change is even if we completely put aside the interests of the Iranian people, the fall of the Islamic Republic is completely aligned with U.S. interests. It's completely aligned with U.S. interests. And I think that should be more. And I think somebody like Rubio would have acknowledged that.
Yeah. And then listen to this next part.
Is effectively gone. If the Iranian people want to rise up and make, their own country or make their own political future, then obviously the president of the United States would be happy to deal with whatever new government they produce. But we're not going to force that on anybody. I think.
But we're not going to force that on anybody. JD Vance, you don't have to force it. You never forcing it. The Iranian people were doing it. We are doing it. What do you mean force it on us?
What's being forced, like what we chose next, is not going to be forced upon us. This regime is being forced upon us. So I think a more accurate language would be, we're not going to do it for anybody else, right? We're not going to do it for anyone else. We might help, but we're not going to do regime change for anyone else. But the use of the word force doesn't make any sense here, because the only thing that is being forced upon us is the Islamic Republic.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, Texas that would be Texas saying, he's saying they wouldn't orchestrate regime change. That would be a better that would be the better choice of words, though. That would if that would be more accurate to describe it that way. The use of the word force goes against what the what the agency of the Iranian people would demand. Nothing. Yeah.
And while they do all of this with the Islamic Republic, as they're trying to sign this memorandum of understanding, Prince Reza Pahlavi is coming.
By the way, I do agree with the Sixth Troop is saying the language he's using is to appeal to the isolationist American. That's why that's why I don't like the type. So you're completely right. So Marco Rubio represents the type of Americans that we are more aligned with. And I think JD Vance represents more of the isolationists, which technically it also means that he represents more anti-Israeli Americans. But
and while they're doing this, while JD Vance is pushing for this deal, Prince Reza Pahlavi is saying that, I want to remind you guys, as you are signing a memorandum of understanding for peace, they've executed 2 more people. This is the consequence of making a deal with this regime. They killed over 40,000 in 2 days. This regime will fall. Our struggle continues against the regime for 47 years, and it will still continue. And that the international community should back the people of Iran's fight for freedom. With or without your international support, this regime will fall. Now let's take a look at, actually, what did you think about that? Was there anything in particular?
I think that all the people who have criticism for what's happening in the U.S., they should match their tone with Prince Reza Pahlavi. Because this is he's our leader. So he's basically needs to be your role model on what to say. There's no insult, there's no attack. This is just, in my opinion, just helpful criticism. And so I think we have a lot of people here in our group that don't like what's happening, in the US with the politics of the United States with regards to the Islamic Republic. And if you're Iranian, don't go further. Match your tone with this. Match your tone exactly with what our leader is saying.
Yes. Again, guys, we maintain the stance that while we don't agree with this memorandum, and while we don't think that this is the way to deal with the Islamic Republic, we are still grateful that we received help, and we will keep going. Let's read a couple of super chats real quick. We have Che from Ardam said they used Mexicans as Persians in South Park. Oh, apparently that was an episode where they had them spy.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah. Che, I remember. No. I remember that. They were like, yeah, you're right. The South Park episode is now happening in real life. Yeah. So guys, if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, Ali was showing us how the Islamic Republic was hiring Mexicans to act like Persians and supporting Islamic Republic. There is a South Park episode for this. So you had to do is put some chains. Like, what did they do, guys? I remember. So, they opened their, they like, wait, how do you get Iranian? And like, you go like this and you show some chain. I don't know what do you do, but okay. But it was such a long time ago. I don't know what it was. But yeah, over like too much like clone or something like that. But yeah, I remember that. True. This is so true. Okay.
And thank you, Che. And Rebecca is saying, I want a red wedding at sign up. YOLO.
Ooh.
At sign up?
I think at the signing ceremony, I think.
Oh.
That would, guys, make an AI video. Like, imagine if there's everybody is there and then JD Vance is there and they do the signing, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, something happens and JD Vance says, President Trump sends his regards. Or like, that would be so I don't know, something like that. Ooh. Or BB, or not Rubio. No, JD Vance would not say that. So JD Vance would not be in on it. Oh, yeah. So JD Vance would not be in on it. Okay, he doesn't know. He's just there for the signing. Okay, but Rubio is there as well. And then it says BB. BB sends his regards, and then everybody dies and everything is blood everywhere. And BB just goes down and says like, yeah. And Rubio goes down. Rubio goes next to Ghalibaf and says BB sends his regards. Something like that. Make an AI clip.
Prince Recep Pahlavi is in Europe. Trump's in Europe. Ghalibaf's going to be in Europe. She's probably also going to be in Europe. Just saying. And
Fine Stars likes that idea. He's like, oh my God, please. Oh my God. Imagine. If they do that, the whole world couldn't do anything about it. They could, yeah.
Speaking of Fine Stars, I think you started this message.
Yeah, I was like, if you defend this arm, I'm losing hope in you. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, Fine Stars. Was I okay? Don't lose hope in me. Because Fine Stars, even if you lose hope in me, I will never lose hope in you. Oh, you were fine? Okay. You didn't. Okay, yes.
Sweet. Okay. And Mushjun.
Wow. So much pressure here.
I know. Mushjun saying, this deal looks like buying a cat in bag. Polish proverb, meaning you buy something, but you have no idea what it is.
Oh my God. Cat in bag reminds me of something evil. But yeah,
here's the thing, like, the director of the CIA, Hegseth Rubio, pushed Trump not to do this. Witkoff, Kushner, and JD Vance pushed Trump to do this. I have a hard time believing that President Trump doesn't know the potential consequences. Everyone is saying that they can't trust the Islamic Republic. So I am still waiting to see what the memorandum of understanding terms are. Looks like we only got away a couple days. And oh man, it's going to be a bloodbath. Whether it's going to be a bloodbath on our side or it's going to be a bloodbath on the Islamic Republic side, once it's clear, a bloodbath will happen no matter what. So it'll be pretty eventful there. Thanks, Mushjun.
Mushjun, thank you.
Mushjun. And file 1832 saying, let's say Mushtaba was unalive this whole time. And let's say the Islamic Republic will remain. Will they remain as a theocracy and choose a new dictator? Or will they be a military dictatorship with the IRGC rule?
Definitely military dictatorship too. Definitely. And let me tell you, Philly, this was the direction that things were heading in Iran, with or without. Like, if Ali Khamenei was alive, we were heading towards this direction. If Mujtaba became the supreme leader, if somebody else, Arafi, became the supreme leader, if Mir Bagheri became the supreme leader, if Mujtaba was alive, dead, half dead, completely healthy, whatever option with the supreme leader, we were always heading in this direction. This is bigger forces at play that was making us move towards this direction from like decades ago. We were heading towards this direction. It was inevitable. A lot of us saw this coming from decades ago. What happened is that the recent events has sped that up, but we were always moving in this direction.
Yes, we were. And this guy, saying Big Nose gets activated whenever the West needs to apply pressure or signal operations to undermine Iran. When things return to normalcy, he goes back in his basement for next flare-up.
Wait. Jupiter, your supreme basement, I don't think you should remind us of basements, because even if your crazy nut job conspiracy theory is true, President Trump has a very nice house and he goes to his house. The leader that goes back to his basement is your leader. I think you misspoke there. I think you were thinking about Khamenei, both the father and those were the ones that had to go back to their basement. Princess of Pahlavi has a nice house. The basement is for your supreme leader. 1, 2. What happened to your claim that we had banned you from giving us super chats? Did you forget that you made that claim? What happened? Okay. Did I trigger you by saying that, oh, he's broke? It's like, Ali, look, I know that I triggered him because he usually does $2 super chats. I like, what happened? Did you max out your credit card? Are you broke now? So he comes back with a $10 super chat because I got on his nerve.
What a kid.
So you're so easy to manipulate, Juader.
And Cyrus saying, I'm losing hope on Armin too.
So, but I don't know why you guys don't. So, Cyrus, you, Fine Stars, and InServer. I know you disagree with me, but I don't know why you don't appreciate what I'm trying to do here. Right? So, let's say you guys are correct. You do understand that we have many Iranians who don't agree with your position, right? And we also have so many Americans that support Iranians. So regardless of who has the correct position on this, we have to find a way to maintain unity between us Iranian people, and also the bridge that we have built with many Americans who are now supporting Iranians. We need to find a way to preserve that, because that is a very important capital that we have for both Iranians and those Americans. This is so. Even if I'm wrong and you're correct, do you not see that we're trying to create an environment where both sides of this argument could feel heard and could express their opinion, while we maintain our unity, while we do not spread despair? Like, our prince ordered us not to spread despair, right? So create an environment where you could express your criticism and frustration without increasing despair, and without creating narratives that helps the Islamic Republic, while maintaining our friendship with our American friends and allies. Like, do you see, like, even if you're correct and I'm wrong, do you not see that what we're trying to do here? So I'm trying to see if you guys, at least, even if you don't agree with my method, do you appreciate what I'm trying to do here? Let me see. I saw Fine Star say something. Fine Stars is saying, I know, by the way, I know it's not Fine Stars, and I like to call her Fine Stars, saying, she said it's okay, by the way. So we do appreciate what you do, but it's a bit one-sided sometimes. Also, Americans in here are attacking us nonstop, like they're doing charity. First of all, I don't know how it could be one-sided, given that I created this discussion group where literally everybody could come and give their opinion. So my way of not making it one-sided is by providing a platform with a diverse set of opinions. So even if I'm getting something wrong, you get exposed to other opposing opinions as well in the discussion group. So I can't get, I don't even trust myself to get things correctly. So that's why I believe, because I don't trust myself to get everything correctly, my strategy is to make sure other voices are heard as well. So, the platform being open to people gets more views out there for us to be able to discuss. And also saying, but look at what you're saying also Americans here are attacking us nonstop, like they're doing a charity. Well, in my opinion, I think, first of all, saying Americans here is generalizing Americans. We have Americans with very varied set of opinions here, disagreeing with each other. So their opinions are diverse as well. So generalizing, talking about Americans, I think is not a good idea. Like hasty generalization of what their views are. Also, we have to see our side as well. A lot of Iranians speak as if the Americans owe us something, and they keep talking about Carter. Most Americans who are supporting us and are on our side, they were even fucking born when Carter was around. So I don't know why all of a sudden all of America is responsible for what Carter had done. Right? I don't understand. Like Americans today, like the Americans don't owe us liberty. Like the average American, the Americans who are saying like, oh my God, this is bad. Like here out there supporting us, thinking that, yep, Iranians deserve liberty and they're fighting on the same side as us against the Islamic Republic. And then we coming out and saying like, oh, you failed us because the Islamic Republic is still in power. I don't think that's a very good message to put out there. And I think so. For so many years, I've been fighting for building a bridge between Iran and Israel. And when I was doing that, many people in Iran didn't see why I was so obsessed with that, right? And now, after so many years, people are realizing like, okay, Armin, you were correct. And now I'm telling you that in the same way that I think I was correct regarding the importance of the bond between the Iranians and Israelis, I think you're underestimating how important this is now, creating the bond between Iranians inside Iran and Americans. I think a lot of you are underestimating it. And I think that some of our behavior is making some Americans give up on the bond that we have created over the last couple of months. And I think that if we could just, I'm not saying don't criticize, I'm not saying hold back your opinions. I'm just saying if you could just find a better way to express it in a way for us not to lose our allies, not to cause, there's three things we're trying to do here: not lose our American allies, not to cause division among our own, right? And also not to give ammunition to the Islamic Republic, and not to make our enemies happy. So here, somebody's saying, what about Obama? What about Biden? Didn't American people vote for them? Not the ones who are supporting us now. What are you talking about? The Americans who support Iranian people right now, they are as anti-Obama and as anti-Biden as you guys are. What are you talking about? So why are you? So didn't American people vote for them? No, not all of them. Not all of them. Why are we? Looking. This is very unfair to look at America as this one monolith. You're saying, didn't Americans vote for Carter? Americans also voted for Nixon. Nixon was pro-Shah. Do you not appreciate that Nixon was pro-Shah? Do you not appreciate that Reagan was pro-Shah? Do you not appreciate that? And no, not Americans voted for Obama and Biden. The ones who are on our side did not vote for Obama and Biden, and some of them did. Look at this. You're saying, Armin, Armin, you are just saying selective info. Am I saying it's selective info? You're acting like all Americans are behind Obama and Biden. You're giving selective info. I'm providing you the context. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah. And I'd like to show you guys one more clip. We have a lot of really good things for you guys here. And I'm going to start off by showing you guys another clip from JD, which was, there it is. Okay, so a rare occasion, we have the name Reza Pahlavi mentioned.
Of 95 million people, where again, the President of the United States never said that his goal was to install Reza Pahlavi to become the new leader of Iran. What he said is, if the Iranian people want to rise up, great. That's their business. That's between them and their government. What we want is a cessation of their nuclear program, either through diplomatic means or through military means, as he ultimately went down that pathway.
Oof, tight line you're walking there, JD. Tight line.
You know, as I do appreciate the fact that it's pretty much established that the alternative is only Prince Reza Pahlavi, right? Like the fact that right. So that has been 100% established. Like the fact that, I mean, the fact that JD Vance is saying like, oh, Prince Reza Pahlavi, like, okay, so it is completely, this is, I know we might disagree with what he's saying, but this is the highest level of U.S. government acknowledging that the only opposition to the Islamic Republic in Iran is Prince Reza Pahlavi. So there's that at least. Do you agree with like this silver lining that I just told you? That is a pretty big deal in my opinion. I don't know. We weren't here 1 year ago. We were like, guys, a lot of like, oh, he's saying this wrong, he's saying that wrong, President Trump is saying this wrong or that wrong. Guys, 1 year ago, if I told you JD Vance will come out and say Prince Reza Pahlavi, you were like, what? Like, what? Like, this is so much growth. Like, guys, 1 year ago, the vast majority of Americans, including American politicians, didn't have any clue who Prince Reza Pahlavi is. And now we have the vice president mentioning Prince Reza Pahlavi as an obvious, as in a way that makes it obvious that the only opposition is Prince Reza Pahlavi. This is progress, in my opinion.
Yeah, my problem isn't him saying that about Prince Reza Pahlavi. It's the second part. So let's listen to this again.
Million people, where again, the President of the United States never said that his goal was to install Reza Pahlavi to become the new leader of Iran. What he said is, if the Iranian people want to rise up, great. That's their business. That's between them and their government. What we want is a cessation of their nuclear program.
If the Iranian people want to rise up, it's between them and their government. So people have issues with him saying that. Personally, I have issues with him saying that because of this.
What did he say wrong? Because, oh yeah, okay.
So remember this. I mean, everyone remembers this, right? Take over your institutions. Help is on its way. When Donald Trump said that, like, I'm just saying people have an issue with this. When Donald Trump said this, everyone got really hopeful, right? Did not mean that the US was going to come do it for us. I don't like that JD is saying that it's like, listen, right here.
If the Iranian people want to rise up, great. That's their business. That's between them and their government.
Great. That's between them and their government. That's what I don't like. I don't like that.
Why don't you like about that? That doesn't contradict what President Trump said. He said that we're not going to come install, which they shouldn't. It should be the Iranian people who do that.
I completely understand. They should not. You're completely right. They should not be endorsing Reza Pahlavi at that time. If they want to go forward with that in the future, I think it's a great option. But they're not there to install Reza Pahlavi. It's always our job from the beginning to the end. However, the wording at which he says it is very much pandering back to the isolationists and is not very friendly to the Iranian people. And so my emotions are like, why are you saying that, JD? That's very, like, do you not understand that we rose up Do you not understand that we tried everything we do and we still got killed? At the same time, my logic dictates that it's not JD's job to do this for us. In fact, their administration helped us more than anyone else. My emotions tell me I hate that President Trump said, take over your institutions and help us on his way, and didn't finish the job. That's what my emotions tell me, and I have zero control over what I feel. But my reaction to my feeling is that President Trump has helped us more than any other president. And that with or without him, I still would have continued on. And maybe, whereas I had to dedicate another 15 years of my life to have the Islamic Republic fall, maybe now it takes 5. Maybe now it takes 3. Maybe now it takes 2. I don't know. I'm grateful for that. And I am grateful for that. Let's just get that straight. So I just kind of want to highlight that the logical part of this, you can feel angry and you can be grateful. It's not mutually exclusive.
I really appreciate how you could observe your emotions and not deny your emotions, leave room for expressing your emotions, and then also logically evaluating them separately from your emotions at the same time.
Because if I acted out on my emotions and I started saying, JD, blah, 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 Trump, blah, 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 Americans who were previously supporting us might look at my stream and be like, oh, that's an Iranian. We helped them. We did help them. And look at him. He's so ungrateful. Yeah, I don't want to do that again. This is bigger than me. It's bigger than me or people in the chat. Like, if you would like to criticize, please criticize. If you want to feel angry, feel angry. But if you're hating on JD and Trump and Witkoff and Kushner and all of these people, is bigger than me and you. My point is that the people in Iran are being done a disservice by you directing your anger at these people. It does not serve them at all. It does serve them if you keep on doing what you've been doing for the past few months. That is why, no matter how angry I will feel or how badly my mood is ruined every morning when I wake up and check the news, I will still do what I need to do. Okay, so after that, right, we need some good news, don't we?
Yes. And after that, let's do the super chats as well, because it's planning up.
Let me just real quick. People are saying, just want to see people's general thoughts about that. Yeah, okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, I just wanted you guys to understand what I was trying to point out, and I think it got through. Okay, cool. So here's some good news. We have someone who is saying words, but these words do sound a lot better. So this man, go back real quick. So this man is the former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett. And I think he is running for office again because this is what he's saying.
So if anything, we've all seen the true Iran. I also want to tell you that I believe that soon in Israel, there'll be a new government. Hopefully I'll lead that new government. And I want to tell the Iranian regime from here, the regime, I'm going to be your worst nightmare ever. I won't relent until we free your people, ensure you don't have a nuclear weapon. So you've got no hope. We won't let up on this effort because it's fighting for our freedom, for our security, and for the benefit of the entire Middle East.
That sounds like music to my ears. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Now listen, here's what I also think about that. I think it's easy to say things, right? Prime Minister Netanyahu has said and acted. So I know what I'm getting. I know exactly what I'm getting when it comes to fighting the IRGC. I do not know exactly what I'm getting, but it sounds really good. So it might be a situation where Iranians will look at Israel and say, okay, Iranians in Iran will prefer Benjamin Netanyahu to stay the prime minister. They hope he wins. However, it seems like if Benjamin Netanyahu does not win, there may be another prime minister who is willing to exert maximum pressure on the IRGC. I know you've been talking more with Israelis lately, so I was going to ask what you thought about that.
Well, what I know is that Israelis always point out that they're united on maximum aggression against the Islamic Republic until the Islamic Republic is over. And if the prime ministers change in Israel, that agenda, that goal is not going to change. So right now there is, some division and infighting within Israel, and it's over the judicial reform. It's over the ultra-Orthodox serving in the military or not. It's over the Prime Minister Netanyahu being weak next to, in response to President Trump or not, whether he's allowing President Trump to control Israel or not. So these are the things that are causing, there's disagreements in Israel, and it's causing, division. But the division is not about the Islamic Republic. On the Islamic Republic, they're united, and it doesn't really matter which prime minister who comes into power when it comes to the prime ministers. Given that the voter base is united against the Islamic Republic, whoever becomes the prime minister, their agenda will be to fight the Islamic Republic until the Islamic Republic falls. On that, there is no disagreement. Most of the disagreements are judicial reform, ultra-Orthodox serving in the military, relationship with the United States. These are the dividing issues, but not the Islamic Republic. The support that the Israelis have for the Iranian people is to the max, and their desires to get rid of the Islamic Republic is to the max in Israel.
Perfect. Let's try and get through the super chats because I have a few more things to show you guys. So we have the updated timeline, and we have Ghani coming on Islamic Republic State Media and endorsing Ghalibaf. And we also have something that we all missed that President Trump said. We all missed this, and it has not been talked about. I'll actually bring all those three things up before we end the stream. So let's get with the super chats here. So Che says, the episode with Xerxes and Lesbos bar Miss Garrison.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, where they I think they sent the Mexicans in to spy. They had to prove that they were Persian or something.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh my God, this brings so many memories, brings so much nostalgia. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Chen. Saber Coaching saying TSN 6 was broadcasting in Farsi. They muted the ambient stadium sound. I checked with TSN 1. Also check FIFA Rule 14.1F regarding Mohebi celebration. Okay, so basically Saber's saying that Islamic Republic State Media and some other channels were censoring. They didn't want people to hear pro-Iranian people chants or the booing or the also check FIFA Rule 14.1F regarding Mohebi celebration. I think that's the rule where you can't make gestures like that, and players have been fined pretty heavily or banned previously for making the specific gun gestures. So I would be very surprised if this player also doesn't get a punishment for that. Very surprised. Quick side note, the president of FIFA has only watched the opening match of the World Cup and last night the Iran game. No other games. He's only attended these. Strange. But thanks, Saber. And Jew hater here saying, I got money. I work in IT. Maybe Handala likes me.
Sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. Like, we could see that you're very predictable, and it's really easy to manipulate you. Every time we tell you that you don't have money, you have to react. You were trying to get away by coming up with excuses not to use super chat, saying we banned you from super chats. We could see that it's working, so you were full of shit. Obviously, you're going broke, and the fact that you're saying that shows that it's really easy to get on your nerve. It seems like this is your weakness. Every time I suggest that you're broke, all of a sudden you have to come back with a bigger super chat to try to prove us otherwise. So you're so easily manipulated. It's pretty much like the Islamic Republic that you support. No wonder why the regime that you support has failed for President Trump's trap 3 times so far.
And I think you got this one.
Oh, what is it?
Vic the Brave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you start that. Okay.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Armin's a better negotiator than Trump. Super chats. Mind you, the bar isn't terribly high. Ooh.
No, don't start it. No, kid.
I don't think I started that.
No. I didn't start that. Okay.
Oh, well, maybe it was accident. I think I accidentally did start it.
Okay.
And here we go. Dapper Uncle.
Yes.
Curse upon the Safavids times 16.
Yeah, you're back. 16. Dapper, we missed you. 16. Consistent. Curse me upon the Safavids. I agree with that.
Some people are saying that player who did the gun celebration has been deported. I've seen rumors. I've seen nothing confirm it as of now. And thank you, Dapper Uncle. We have Amir who's saying there's surely an invisible obstacle in the equation, like we're missing something. The USA would gain a lot more rather than lose from Iran liberation. I agree. That's why I want to see the memorandum.
Yeah, for sure.
I completely agree, Amir. There's something here that I also don't feel like makes sense. So we need more information.
I think we're just going for a marathon rather than a sprint. I think the Americans tried the sprint and they said, okay, not doable with a sprint. Go with the marathon.
Yeah, could be after the midterms.
Wait, Ali, don't go. We're gonna read your comment next. Ali, are you still here? Saying Shab Bakhair.
Yes.
Ali, are you still here? Ali,
I hope he's still here.
Oh my God. Ali, are you still here? Shit.
Dang.
Just commented earlier.
Just missed him. So Ali's saying, you said on the first day that people stay home. Oh, sorry, what was that?
No, I'm sad that he's left because I was gonna talk to him. I was gonna try to make him feel better. Because he's feeling very stressed out. He's inside. Ali is inside Iran, and it's really shit. He left. He's inside Iran and he's stressing out. Let me tell him to come back.
Okay.
I have a telegram.
And John here saying he lives rent-free in their head. Who? He lives rent-free in their head.
Trump, I think.
Oh. Gotcha. People said he's back. He's still here. He's still here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, let's read this comment.
Okay.
Is
Thanks, John. Here? So
okay.
Ali was saying,
he's very. But let me give you context. Ali is very, very stressed out and dealing with anxiety over the fact that the Islamic Republic is still around, and he feels like he's been abandoned, like they have abandoned us. And he was so. Yeah, read his comment. So. But go and read this comment.
You said on the first day that people stay home and that their time would come. So what happened? When is our time to come? When you made an agreement with the regime and paid it to suppress us. So he's frustrated.
So I'm not seeing his comment. You guys are saying he's here. Oh, he's here. Okay. No, is he? I'm not seeing it. Okay. Do you see his comments?
I do not.
Why did people say he's back? I didn't see his comment.
I'm not sure.
Because he's from inside Iran, and I feel like every time I get comments from inside Iran, I want to make sure that we help them feel better about this.
Yeah.
I don't see it. How do you guys? Nistish. Okay, like he's not here.
Okay.
Oh, he's here. Yeah, Ali. Okay, Ali, don't go. Okay, let's read their comment again.
He said on the first day that people stay home and that their time would come. So what happened? When is our time to come? When you made an agreement with the regime and paid it to suppress us?
So Ali, the time is not determined by President Trump, right? President Trump said help is underway. Help did arrive. It weakened the regime. It didn't weaken the regime to the point where it was safe for the Iranian people to come back out again. Right? Oh, he's saying thank you. Yeah. Let me know let's talk, Ali. Okay. President, that day has not arrived yet. President Trump didn't give us a time regarding when that day will come. Right? Given that day has not arrived, like given that just because that day hasn't arrived yet, that doesn't mean that it will never arrive. That day will arrive. Like President Trump said, it will be a day, like it was clear that it's about a day in the future, but he didn't give us a time frame. It could have been in the next 2 days. It could have been in the next month. It could have been in the next year. It could have been in the next 2 years. Ali is saying he forgot his words. He said help is on the way. Did help not arrive? Did the help that arrived not weaken the regime? It did do that. Like what were the exact words? Help is on the way. That was not a lie. He said for the stay home. Our own leader, Princess Pahlavi, told us to stay home because the assessment was based on whether or not, if we come back out again, are we going to see another massacre like we saw in early January? Like, what do you want us to like? What did you want to happen? Did you want for the Americans to tell the Iranian people to come out at a time where the suppression capability of the Islamic Republic was still at the level that thousands of Iranians were killed? Do you want to see another, I don't know, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 Iranian dying in another uprising? Yeah, so help arrive. Thank you, Trump, for life. Yeah, I mean, like, do you agree that to weaken the regime more than any other president in history? Like, do you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah, we've been saying that.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
The disappointment, for anyone maybe non-Iranian, the disappointment boils down to this. We expected him to help more. Not that he didn't help, he did, but that Iranian people expected him to help more.
But where does that expectation come from? Where does that expectation come from?
The human expectation. So just a human thing, I think. Those people who are angry at Trump wanted him to do more or everything. Especially like that post, like that Truth Social post. Like things like that raise people's expectations.
So I mean, wait, what post raised our expectation? He said help is on the way.
So, yeah, when he was like, help is on its way, wait for us to tell you when it's come out, or, you know, take over your institutions. Things like that instilled such a big emotional reaction in people that it made them expect this to end. Like, they expected Trump to come in and just finish the regime in one fell swoop. And because that didn't happen so far, they are upset and disappointed at Trump. So that's what I think is happening.
But guys, Ali, do you agree that many Iranian people assume that killing Khamenei will immediately lead to the fall of the Islamic Republic? So
yes, they did.
So President Trump and Bibi already did the thing that the Iranian people wanted them to do, that they thought would immediately, many Iranian people thought that would immediately end the regime. So the thing that the highest expectation that we had is for them to come and just kill Ali Khamenei. And they did that. The fact that the regime didn't fall immediately after, that is not President Trump's fault. That is them trying to see if this will immediately get rid of the regime. And if not, then we're going to have a longer term plan. Right?
Yeah.
And Ali is admitting he's better than everyone. Yeah. So that's a good admission to make. And by the way, Ali, I don't blame you at all. Like, I don't think your frustration is unjustified. Like, it's been all your life. Like, I know it has been all your life. Like, the Ali inside Iran that we're talking to right now has never experienced freedom. I don't think, like, a lot of Americans watching us, and they might think like, oh my God, why are these people don't understand that this takes time? I want the Americans and other people watching us from outside and seeing the Iranian people frustrated understand that somebody like Ali inside Iran has never experienced freedom. And he's wondering if he's going to die without experiencing what it feels like to be free. And guys, it's not like with social media and with social media and being connected to the whole world, it's not just about not being free. It's about not being free and watching the rest of the world be free. It's one thing to live in a cage, but it's another thing to live in a cage with a complete view of everyone else outside enjoying their freedom. So if you say like, oh my God, why these Iranian people are upset, they need to be more patient. It's really easy to say that from the outside. It's really easy to say that from the outside. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. Thanks for trying to make him feel better. Ali, how do you feel?
What are you saying? I think Trump plans is choosing Ghalibaf and have him money. He forgets his words about our time comes to get back on the street.
That's how it might appear. I can see what you're saying. But even if that's how it may appear, the regime is significantly weaker. We, the Iranian people, have more opportunities. And at the end of the day, Ali, you know just like I do, our only choice is to keep on moving forward no matter what happens to us, because the only alternative is to stay where we are. I want to like scream sometimes when if I were to allow myself, I would just like to grab a pillow or like go on a rooftop and just scream, right? And that's I think a lot of Iranians in Iran share that sentiment. But let me wait. This is the important part. Just so everyone's clear. I want to go scream out of frustration, not at President Trump. I want to go scream at frustration at how these mullahs are not leaving. No matter how much you beat them down, any sane government in the world would have left and capitulated and surrendered by now. They're the only ones that haven't done that, and they will never do it. There is no other alternative to getting completely rid of them, and it is so difficult to uproot these parasites that latched on to our beautiful country, took all of our resources and all of our people, and turned them from what it was into this. I want to scream. And that is just, it's just not even enough.
Ali is saying, I didn't lose my hope. I'm just mad and angry at everything. And then Ali is also saying, I have hope because I don't have any choice. He's basically saying he needs to have hope because he doesn't have a choice not to have hope.
Yeah.
And he's also agreeing with you, by the way, saying, yeah, there.
Yeah. Okay, so listen, we have the super chats and we also have that timeline. Remember when I brought that timeline up?
Yeah. Okay.
Did you want to take a look at that for like maybe 60 seconds real quick, just to kind of get our bearings for what's going on? All right, guys, listen. Yeah, go on.
No, just wanted to say, Ali, thank you you could go sleep now. I know it's late. Just wanted to say I appreciate that you shared all of that with us. I think it was important.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, guys, we got February, right? February 6th, we started the negotiations. Then we started Epic Fury and Roaring Lion. Ceasefire negotiations of the MOU started April 6th. It is now June 16th, so it's been over 2 months. And we are currently here, where the World Cup has just started. So this is June. So this, if you just look from here down, right? This is all June. We're right here. World Cup just started. We just had the UFC thing, G7, and officially Dust Storm season in the Middle East has begun. And here we are. We're right here. So what's next? Well, in the month of June, seems like these 60-day technical negotiations are going to continue. And then the World Cup and the main USA 250th birthday, which is going to be July 4th, is also going to be happening. Trump is going to be in Turkey July 5th to the 9th, and the World Cup will be ending in July 20th. So from July 20th onwards, you pretty much all you have is just negotiations and then the midterm. So the negotiations are supposed to end about a month and a half before the early midterm voting begins. The actual midterms are November 1st. So we're about 5 months away from the midterms right now. That's what we're looking at.
Wow. So what do you're thinking that a lot of people are saying that maybe President Trump is going to go back to kinetic military operations at the end of the midterms? How much, what do you think about that?
You know, I was leaning before this whole MOU stuff happened all of a sudden, where they, even though they agree on nothing, somehow they're still going to sign it, which makes no sense to me. So we have to see the terms. Before that, I was thinking, okay, after the World Cup is over and before the midterms start, we go in with not limited strikes. We go in with unlimited strikes, about a week or two, hit everything. People come out, and by the midterms, it's over. President Trump can say, look at what Iran was and look at what Iran is now. But if these negotiations are actually going to take 60 days, which it seems like they're really trying to actually negotiate, what we're going to do is here in July and August, okay, these 2 months right here, you're going to see more limited strikes. Israel, IRGC are going to probably hit each other. America is probably going to hit Strait of Hormuz a bit more. But they're still probably going to push for negotiations and push until after the midterms. If the Republicans win the midterms, they have absolute power. They can do whatever they want. If the Republicans lose the midterms, starting this war would be much more difficult. Much, much more difficult again. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. So go vote, I guess. That's the message.
Yeah, yes, please vote. If you're in the US, please vote. It's the only thing we can do.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of political. When we get closer to the midterms, the things are gonna. So on Iran Revolution Live, we're not gonna be talking about U.S. politics because the focus there is going to be on Iran. But here, with Ali, we could get deep into the effect of the midterms on the war against the Islamic Republic.
Yeah.
Each single politician and what their standing is.
Armin, I have to consult you on this. This right here. This is Qani, guys. This is the commander of the Quds force. The Jew killers, basically, the ones who want to go out and do all the foreign operations outside of Iran. They built up Hezbollah, Hamas, all the others. So basically, this guy, Armin, I want to ask you what this could mean.
Boy.
از برادر عزیزمون آقای قالیباف به عنوان رئیس تیم مذاکره کننده تا بقیه برادرایی که همراه ایشون کار کردن انصافاً جای تشکر و تحسین داره.
So what do you think that means, that Boni's coming out and fully thanking Ghalibaf, kind of endorsing him?
So I think Ghalibaf is winning. I think so. This is actually so. This is Qani, guys. This is the head of Quds army. This is the replacement of Qasim Soleimani, right? So we just had Ali. This is interesting. We just had him, Musavi, Zolgar, and Abdullahi come and endorse Ghalibaf. Okay. Some of the most important people within the IRGC, notably not Vahidi. Okay. We already had Mujtaba Khamenei or his office fully endorsed Ghalibaf recently, right? And here's an interesting, so that's the boots. So we have the suits, which is Ghalibaf, right? We just had the boots endorse Ghalibaf. We earlier had the turbans, which is the office of the supreme leadership of endorse Ghalibaf. And guess what just happened? I don't know if you saw this. Mir Bagheri came out and endorsed Ghalibaf. Mir Bagheri is the spiritual leader of the Paydari camp. And he said, we need to have unity. And this is good for us. This deal is good for us. Okay.
Do you think they're pumping him up?
I think that U.S. military power is the most powerful force right now compared to IRGC power, compared to the supreme leadership soft power, compared to the Paydari camp soft power. And Ghalibaf, just the fact that I think Ghalibaf has now used the Americans, use the American military power to make everyone else in the regime submit to him. For now.
And it wouldn't be too bad for them to endorse him because he's the main proponent of this deal. If the deal falls apart, Ghalibaf is the one to blame, and they can start criticizing.
No, not anymore.
You don't think so?
Not anymore. But no, because they endorsed him, so they would be there to blame as well. They just came out with a full endorsement of him.
I don't understand how the
think being able, yeah, the spirit. The guy that said, "For the sake of Islam, we could kill half of the unknown world," just came out and endorsed the deal. That is, and Ali, it all happened close at the same time. It all happened close at the same time.
But like, here's the thing: the Paidaris 2 days ago were saying that this deal is the worst thing ever, right? The Islamic Republic is losing. But now they're saying the opposite.
Well, no. I mean, the people, the Paidari people we haven't heard whether Sabiti and Rasai and Raifipur and Nabavian will fall in line, but their spiritual leader so far has came out and said that.
These guys are such cockroaches, man. I understand what they're doing now. They're so they're just roaches. Like, you stamp on them, it's so hard to actually
can kill them. Yeah. For survival, they would do anything.
You just completely go back on your oh my god, they just completely backtrack. And then they're gonna leave it up to Sabiti and Nabavian to be like
they're willing to sell out everything. They will sell out everything. The supreme leader, they will sell out Islam itself for survival.
So is Sabiti and Nabavian, are they gonna be like the false opposition now to this?
We'll see. We have to see if they fall in line or they will keep.
They'll fall in line. Those two guys they're just as much of a roach.
It's interesting because they didn't go with the strategy of throwing Pezeshkian under the bus. They went with the strategy of fully endorsing the deal. They went the opposite. They're like,
these
this
are the
is
people
what
that
it
the
is.
United States, in the United States, thinks that they can deal with these people. They backtrack and lie like we breathe. There is nothing in 47 years that makes you think that you can trust anything that they say. Nothing.
Yeah, they have zero principles. Zero principles.
So,
I know.
Okay. I think that was pretty much it, except for this.
Okay, and then after that, we
read the super chats,
and then go, and then because we need to.
Okay, guys, listen.
Ooh.
Okay. People didn't catch this. In the New York Times interview that he said yesterday, okay, he had a 28-minute interview with the New York Times. And they have all of this on text. Like, everything he says has been transcribed. All right. If Iran failed to reach a final nuclear accord, he would restart military attacks on Tehran or make the U.S. the guardian of the Middle East in return for 20% of the region's revenues. So whatever the Gulf countries make, take a 20% cut in return for protection. Yeah. But didn't I say Persian Gulf?
Yeah. I don't know.
So the Persian Gulf countries will get protection from the United States, but now they'll give them 20% of their oil revenue. Okay. So
that's not happening, but okay.
Wow. Right. The other thing was that he was talking about Mojtaba Khamenei, and he said that if Iran's leaders killed protesters, it would prevent them from getting full sanctions relief and access to $25 billion in frozen funds.
Wait, he said that?
Yes. He said that, according to the New York Times, that the interview that they had with him.
Well, that's the first time I'm seeing that's being
That's the first
introduced
time I'm
as a
seeing that.
condition.
I haven't seen anyone else talk about that. Yeah.
I mean, okay.
So here's the thing. Let me make this so you guys can actually see this. All right, guys, look at this pink text. This whole paragraph is actually really important. Okay, so if Iran's leaders killed protesters, it would prevent them from getting all of the sanctions lifted and prevent them from getting a lot of their frozen assets, on the condition that they don't kill it, okay? But the memorandum of understanding that's being leaked everywhere, which is what the Islamic Republic is leaking everywhere, it is not there. So this is something that we need to look out for on Friday. Is this actually in there? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's literally what Ali is saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to highlight that the Islamic Republic is pushing so much of this 14-point memorandum, and people are believing it. At the same time, there could be vastly different things that the United States says that's on there, like this. So let's wait and see. All right, that was that. Now time for the super chats. And wow, this guy sent 3 super chats in a row.
Well, desperate turnpay. So look at this. Jew hater saying it was always the Shah who the West backed. It's not a secret. They will also back the Jew puppet Shah's son. Oh, wait. So you're saying our Shah was an ally of the United States? Good. We actually appreciate that. That you know that. And Carter, you should have, Carter should have known that. It wasn't just the West backing the Shah. The Shah also backed the US. The support was mutual. Is that that's how allies work. I don't know. I know you're a Jew hater, so you don't understand this, but allies are supposed to back each other, right? And by Jew puppet, you mean not hating of Jew? Because I know in your vocabulary, anybody who's friendly and not hating on Jews is a Jew puppet. So, a Jew hater thinking that we're Jewish puppets and the Shah was Jewish puppets is just coming from you. That's a compliment, because you consider anybody who's not an enemy of the Jews to be a Jewish puppet. And then Jew hater saying Ali doesn't want to receive Zelensky treatment. Well, I mean, learning from what happened, like observing what Zelensky did wrong and learning from that is actually a good thing. Yeah, but go on.
I don't think he's capable. I don't think he's capable of learning, of observing and learning. Because if he was, right, he wouldn't still be saying all these things that he's saying. Anyway.
Yeah. It's saying Ali claimed the regime is begging US for money. The only one begging is Armin with his Jewish Israeli grift audience. That's where Armin movement fails, in my opinion. Well,
wait, so Armin has a movement?
Yeah, like Armin with his Jewish Israeli grift audience. So again, this coming from you is a compliment, because a Jew hater is telling me that I have a Jewish Israeli audience. You do know that coming for you, this is a compliment, right? And also, Armin claimed the regime is begging US for money. I mean, you confirmed it. You're like, oh my God, we're getting so much money from the US. You were here as part of the regime, basically being happy that United States is throwing some change in your way, something that they don't even notice, but given the size of their economy. You were begging for that. You and your regime is dancing for the United States for him to just throw some change at you. And thank you for confirming that I have a very strong Jewish audience here. I'm actually proud of that. I know you call it like a grift audience. You're actually you keep supporting our Zionist movement here. So if there's any grift, the grift is taking advantage of retarded Jew haters in my audience. My Jewish Israeli audience know exactly what they're supporting. They know they're supporting something that is in the benefit of the unity between Israelis and Iranians. You seem to be the retarded one that we're taking advantage of. They're supporting a cause that they believe in. You're supporting a cause with your super chat, something that goes against your interests. So if there's any grift here, is us taking advantage of your retarded ass. Thank you for being that stupid, by the way. And then we have John. Thank you so much for the super chat, saying Pahlavi in rent free. Pahlavi in isolationist mind, rent free. Exactly. Okay, thank you for the clarification, John. You want to keep picking up? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Army Mom says, so much of this generation's thinking is all or nothing. Just because Obama and Biden won doesn't mean every American voted for them. This American didn't. Yeah. Or jumping to conclusions. Completely agree.
Yeah, no, that's what. So much of this thinking about just because Obama Biden won doesn't mean. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been telling everybody who keeps saying like, "Oh, Americans voted for this and that," generalizing all Americans. That's what I say. Like people like, "Oh yeah, I didn't mean all Americans," but you literally just said Americans voted. Like you just literally did a hasty generalization of all Americans.
Yeah, thanks, Army Mom. And EHF says, plan could be to lure the IRGC into a false sense of security, bring more Gulf states together. IRGC try something, but unprepared for more than 2 armies.
Yeah, I think plan is to lure the IRGC to finally giving up their enriched uranium and then fuck them up anyways after they're done with that.
Yeah, it's just going to take longer than we hoped.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Thanks, EHF. And Leon's Tof says 3D printers for the special hand tools.
Yeah.
For the weapons.
You read my mind. That's what we're planning.
Yeah. To an extent, yeah. Man, those special hand tools would have a very low durability. But yeah. Thank you, Leo. Market Reality saying, I tried to tell guys about soccer the other day. About what? About the Islamic Republic's team? Oh, we know. We've been known. We've been covering it for weeks, saying that, like, look at them. They're kissing the Quran. They're pledging their loyalty for the regime.
Right.
So we're totally on board. Thanks, Mark. James Moore saying, is it just me, or does the Iranian resistance need to step up? Although I doubt this deal will be successful.
The Iranian, you mean the opposition against the regime? Because when you say resistance, I think about the Palestinian movement. So I don't know which we're talking about. But I think maybe you're talking about the opposition. If you're talking about the Iranian opposition against the Islamic Republic, it's really hard to step up when you're unarmed and they're armed, right? I'm not sure what the question here is, but it would be very difficult. Like, how do they step up? If you look at what they did in early January, that was like the most impressive thing I've seen the Iranian people do. It's really hard to do something more significant than that unless you're armed.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole world was at awe at what the Iranian people did in early January.
Yeah, I don't think that percentage of that many people have come out before like that. But yeah, thanks, James. And if he means the Immortal Guard, then I mean they've been stepping up the gas leaks pretty hard. We almost see one a day now. And Joanne saying, what are the regime supporters up to in the infiltrated Telegram group? I haven't looked today, actually. I'm wondering.
Yeah, we had so much MOU news and so much there were so many things. But yeah, we should look into that, because now, Ali, you should go back in there, especially on the day that we finally have the signature ceremonial signing ceremony.
It's all over. It's all over. We lost.
Yeah. I wonder if there's going to be a heavy crackdown on trying to keep them quiet at some point. Like the pro regime is going to be like, yep, that's enough. Like, we had enough with your bullshit.
Here's the thing. If that MOU detail is released and they still sign it, and it's not favorable for the Islamic Republic, the supporters are going to go back on the streets, and depending on how bad it is.
Well, I think the regime is going to test how dedicated these people are, because I think a lot of these pro-regime Iranians have a false sense of security that the regime wouldn't do to them what they did to us. I know they wear their shrouds, but I think the regime is going to be like, well, let's test exactly how dedicated you are. Like, maybe with the first sign of shooting, these people are going to go home, lock their doors, and never come out again. So we'll see. Yeah, guys, we know it was signed, but there's a signing ceremony that is going to be more important than the digital signature.
Yes. Guys, okay, also MCAP, if it was signed, which was signed digitally, then why are they still traveling to sign it in person? And why have they not released the terms? And why have both sides not agreed to let the ships start flowing, even though they said it's free?
I mean, it is signed, but if from maximum humiliation and effect, we need the signing ceremony.
We need the signing. Yeah, we need the actual in-person signing plus the release. Yeah. But yeah, Joanne, I will take a look, and especially on Friday. Oh my God, the whole stream I'm going to be glancing over to seeing what they're saying. And Army Mum again, who says, exactly, Ali. Everyone has different expectations of what it meant. Yes, which means that everyone has different levels of disappointment when they are let down, when their expectations are eventually let down. So, yes, I'm of the mind of we take what we get and we keep on going. I'm not in favor, though, of helping the Islamic regime rebuild. I'm not in favor of that. And Amir the Cricket, who gifted 5 Liberty Politics memberships. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And also gifted me 5 memberships.
Thanks, sweet. Thank you.
Generous.
Goes both sides. That's so sweet.
Thanks,
that he
Amir.
does that. Like, yeah.
Very kind of you. And Mark of Reality saying, also Amir is just so great. I appreciate you. And Mark here saying, Trump/America cannot set up a new Iranian state. That must be done by the Iranians and no one else. Otherwise, it will be as cardboard as Mujtaba. We've been saying that it must be done by Iranians and no one else.
Yep.
Forever, from the get-go. Yeah, absolutely. From the get-go.
It cannot be installed by the Americans, for sure. You're completely right.
No. They also don't get a say in what our constitution will be, in who we elect, and what our policies will be. That is all
they don't
up to
want
us.
it. They don't want to also. It's not like we
Yes.
need to say that. They don't want to be involved.
And Arik Sen saying, turns out it wasn't American soldiers dying for Israel. It was Iranian protesters, Israeli soldiers, and civilians dying for a Qatari investment deal. We don't know that yet.
Oof. What Qatari investment deal? The Qataris have lost.
They're saying that 300 billion investment fund is going to come up from the Gulf states, and a large portion of it is going to come from Persian Gulf states. Yes, you're right. Persian Gulf states, and a large portion of it will be coming from Qatar.
Guys, like, the Islamic Republic is not fit for $300 billion of investment. Nobody in their right mind would be investing that much money in a country in the private sector when the IRGC is in charge. That is delusional. I mean,
that
the
country's
Qataris.
failing.
No, guys, I think people don't understand. I don't think the Qataris are actually that retarded. Like, they wouldn't be putting money in the private sector in a country that IRGC has a monopoly over almost every major industry, is basically burning your money. Nobody would put I mean, first of all, under the IRGC, the Islamic Republic doesn't even have the capacity to absorb $300 billion of investment. There's no place for the $300 billion to go. So, and any money invested in Iran with the Islamic Republic controlling the economy is just burning your money. And the Qataris know that. The Qataris know that.
Yeah. Hopefully they are not, as you know what. So BT here saying, catching up at the Vance clip. He started these statements saying, I think the president is saying something along those lines. But is what he said in alignment with Trump? It seems Vance is just giving personal opinion. Oh my God. Conspiracy theory. I am not so sure that JD Vance is 100% knowledgeable of what President Trump is thinking and planning. I think there are some things that he is not told.
Ooh. Ooh.
But yeah, it did seem like he was giving his opinion. Yeah.
I think can I be honest with you guys here? I think Vance is choosing his words carefully, getting ready for presidential elections. Okay. I think Vance is trying to see what he can say for the crowd that he appeals to not be upset with him, while at the same time, it's really difficult. So he has to support what President Trump is saying, not steering off too much away from that, but at the same time appeal to the isolationist base of support that he has. So every word that he is choosing has to be because he's serving President Trump, so he doesn't want to anger President Trump, but he also has his upcoming election in mind. So every single word is engineered to try to find a balance of how can I support what President Trump is doing in the Middle East while at the same time appeal to my isolationist base, which is a very difficult thing to do, but that's what JD Vance is trying to figure out.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying, that JD Vance likes to sit on the fence here and see if he can gather as much support as he possibly can. Yeah, thanks, PT. Oh, Undor agrees with you. And BT followed that up. So real quick, I don't think Trump trusts him and is annoyed with him. Groyper. I haven't seen any indication of that. We can speculate.
And that might be true.
Yeah. Could be true. But
could be true.
Yeah, I don't
He's getting more speaking time right now. Rubio is more quiet than before, and Vance is speaking more. And Texas Troop is pointing out that yes, I mean, this book and book promo tour is him kickstarting his campaign.
Yeah, so the thing is that this deal is also pretty much JD Vance's. Like, he's the face of it. Just like Ghalibaf is the other side's face of this deal. And James Moore saying, perhaps all of us friends for a free Iran need to find a way to fund the Immortal Guard without waiting.
I'm working on that. I need to just make sure it's legit though. So and I also need to make sure that I'm not violating anything that Prince Reza Pahlavi would not approve. So I am in touch with people inside Iran, and there are certain things happening. I just don't know. I want to make sure that I'm going to be starting something soon that's going to put you directly in touch with fighters in the ground in Iran without going through me. But I need to make sure that I somehow get approval of people I know that have connection to Princess Pahlavi's team because I don't want to do anything that would violate what their standards are. So, but this is a much more difficult process, and a lot of people would appreciate because you want to make sure that it's all legit. But I'm working on exactly that right now. I'm not promising anything, by the way. I don't I might come out and say yep, it's not going to work out, but I'm working on that.
Yeah, thanks, James. Well, we appreciate your sentiment, trying to help. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
And Sarah Yu saying that could MOU signers be defectors? No, I don't think so.
No, given that, especially now that they're getting the full endorsements of Ghani, Mousavi, Zolgar, Abdullahi, the Supreme Leadership Office, even Mir Bagheri. So it seems like the regime is basically figuring out how to get on the same page. So that's why, no.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah. And John McTavish is saying, hello, Armini.
Armini. Okay.
Armini.
Hi. Hi, John. Okay. You sound like my grandma when I was 5. So yeah. Yes.
And
that's what she when I was a kid, when people wanted to be cute with me, that's what they used to call me. Like, oh, Armini. And
so we can't call you that.
No, you can. It's okay. But it was just like when I was a little kid, that's how people talk to me.
And Dom Dividend with the generous super chat, thank you, saying, shout out to the flaccid isolationists who want our children to deal with Islamic terrorism.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the generous super chat. That's very generous. Thank you so much. The flaccid isolationists who want our children to deal with Islamic terrorism. Yeah, shout out to them. Yes. Wow, that's a big support. Thank you so much. Are you still here, Dom Dividend? I want to make sure you saw this, that we read that out. So thank you. But yeah.
Thank you. And Fleshy Interloper saying, so Boots backing deal?
Yeah, Boots. Well, Boots except Vahidi. Don't know where he is. Oh yeah, great show. Oh, she's here.
Yeah,
Boots is back
Boots.
deal. Thank you, Dumb Dividend. Ghani is Boots, Mousavi is Boots, Zolgar is Boots, Mousavi is Boots, Abdullahi is Boots. Boots is backing deal because I think, here's what I think. Conspiracy time. Is anybody interested in conspiracy time? I think that Ghalibaf has proven that the American force is more powerful than the IRGC force, right? So Ghalibaf basically Ghalibaf played his cards very well to basically get the upper hand within the Islamic Republic, right? Everybody else had cards to play except Ghalibaf, okay? So the Supreme Leadership Office, they had the loyalty of the pro-regime people. IRGC had the guns and the money. Lots of fucking money, right? Paidari camp had the anger of the pro-regime people in the streets, right? Ghalibaf, what did Ghalibaf have? Ghalibaf had his connections here and there, right? But he doesn't have control much of the IRGC. There's no loyal base of following that like, oh yeah, I would die for Ghalibaf. He's not seen as like an ideologically, religious person. Everybody thinks he's a corrupt, like even pro-regime and anti-regime people, he think that he's a corrupt, self-interested person, not interested in the ideals of Islam or the Islamic Republic. So he didn't have anything, right? Like compared to all these other persons. But he won against everybody. Ghalibaf, for all his life, he has been trying to become the main power within the Islamic Republic. All his life, that was his obsession. And now he managed to get his way. And here's the conspiracy theory. It's possible that Ghalibaf has been working with the Americans to figure out exactly where to bomb and who to kill, right? To be able to get the Islamic Republic to the point where they are submitting to the Americans, right? And at first we were like, okay, he's not that big of a deal. Vahidi is a big deal. The supreme leader is a big deal. He's not a big of a deal, right? But eventually, by betraying the Islamic Republic and having the American military force behind his back, everybody understood that there is no other way. The United States has managed to pressure the Islamic Republic to the point where they're completely bankrupt and destroy anything in their military that they want, the Americans and Israelis. And the only way for the Americans to let them, stop, remove their boots from their neck, is for them to deal with the guy that is basically selling them all out. Basically, either you accept Ghalibaf or you're going to die, right? So yes, IRGC has military, but it's not the military power that the United States has, right? So Ghalibaf just became the most powerful person within the Islamic Republic just by betraying everybody and working with the Americans and demonstrating to everybody else within IRGC that I will sell you out and you're going to be the next person to die unless you accept that the path that we're heading. So he now just became, so everybody, when Khamenei came and endorsed them, basically it's the supreme leader kissing the ring of Ghalibaf. When IRGC is now coming out and endorsing them, it's them submitting to Ghalibaf. When Mir Bagheri is coming out and endorsing the deal, is the leader of the Paidari camp submitting to Ghalibaf. So Ghalibaf is basically, he looked at everything and he saw the chaos and he said to himself, chaos is a ladder, right? Everything is burning around me. I might be able to climb, use all of this and basically come on top.
What can the regime do against Ghalibaf if they so choose?
Well, if they kill him, that's the signal to United States to just go and that we are giving up on submitting to you, so everything will burn.
That would be terrible if Ghalibaf suddenly something happened to the guy, right?
Right.
I mean, to put so much power into one person's hands, so many sticks propping him up there. Oof, be terrible. Wow.
You know what he reminds me? Who he reminds me of? Ghalibaf. He reminds me of when I said chaos is a ladder, he reminds me of Peter Baelish.
Yeah, Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think here.
Wait, somebody's saying this is coping by Armin. How is this coping? I'm not even talking about winning or losing. I'm talking about the internal politics of the Islamic Republic. How is that anything to how's what I'm saying anything to do with coping?
I don't know what you're trying to cope with here. What's the hard pill to swallow?
At least say that when I'm talking about we winning and them losing, this doesn't even fit what coping would look like. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so then wouldn't it be in Ghalibaf's best interest to just get rid of Vahidi? Which is why Vahidi's hiding this entire time?
Oh, say that again?
Wouldn't it be Ghalibaf's best interest to just get rid of Vahidi?
Yeah, but by the way, I don't know why Vahidi is still not commenting on this, right? So he might come out tomorrow and just say, you know what? The deal is the deal, guys. Everybody submit to the deal. The deal. Worship, we all bow down to the deal. We'll see.
Well,
but I still think there are parts of IRGC who are like, fuck no, right? Like IRGC is not a monolith. Even if we have Mousavi, Abdullahi, Zulqad coming out and saying like, "Yep, we endorse the deal," the IRGC is so very like, I think people don't appreciate how many different segments of the IRGC we have, and it's one thing for some of these big names to come and endorse the deal. It's another thing for everybody. We haven't. It only takes a few people who don't like this to be able to keep shooting at drones and missiles at commercial ships and basically try to derail the deal. It only also remember that the most hardline people within the IRGC are connected to Hezbollah, and they were going to tell if they could convince Hezbollah to keep attacking Israel for Israel to keep responding, that will also derail the deal. And also, Ali, like it is still true that with all of this, it doesn't make sense to give up the enriched uranium. So maybe these people are, maybe I shouldn't say like all submitting to the deal. It's more like we're all submitting to the MOU, because the deal is like such an impossible task, because all of these people know that if they give up the enriched uranium, then they're all fucked after that.
Yes. So that's why I was thinking, if everything what you're saying is true, which totally makes sense to me, one, it would be in Ghalibaf's best interest to just eliminate Vahidi, because Vahidi played his cards too early and put himself against Ghalibaf. But now that Ghalibaf has all these people on his side, I think Vahidi kind of knew that from the beginning some things can go wrong, and he hit himself completely. Or he might be dead, but he probably hit himself. Anyway, but the other thing is, Ghalibaf is still the face of this, and because he has so much of this, so much support now within the Islamic Republic, what happens is when Hezbollah keep violating the ceasefire and Israel responds, Ghalibaf is forced to respond to Israel, right? I see no other way.
Ghalibaf to Israel, Ghalibaf would prefer everybody to not respond to Israel, but it's not his choice.
Right, but if he has become this figure and he doesn't decide to become more of a public figure than he already is, people are going to expect him to be pushing for a response on Israel.
But he already pushed for a response. Okay, like he came out with a statement, but it's one thing to say like, oh yeah, fuck Israel, let's go bomb them. It's another thing to go actually do it behind the scenes, and it's really not up to him. Right, and also from an IRGC perspective, it's one thing to expect me. It's one thing for me to come out and say like, yeah, okay, good job negotiating. Okay, are you done? Like, can I go home now? But it's another thing for the IRGC not to hold back Hezbollah from attacking Israel. Like, those are different levels of expectation. Like, okay, sure, I'm out there. Good job, negotiators. Here's my endorsement. Bye. Okay, like, but if maybe Ghalibaf has managed to get them to do that, is Ghalibaf influential enough to get Hezbollah to not attack at Israel? Like, I don't know if he's at that level of influence, right?
So if he does have the control over the IRGC's commanders who give orders to Hezbollah, even then, even with that assumption, he just signed a deal with the Americans. And in that deal, hostilities have ceased on all fronts, including Lebanon.
Yeah, I mean, well, we don't have that deal. We have an MOU, and I can't imagine that happening. Can you imagine that happening?
That's what I'm getting at, is he's propped himself up in this position, and he looks very advantageous right now. But what ends up happening is, like, this is like a triangle, and it's concentrated at him.
But that's why he got the buy-in from everyone else, so that everybody else would equal. Well, I mean, if they all fall, then nobody falls. See from Ghalibaf's perspective, like, yeah, if this doesn't go well, if the MOU doesn't go well, then I'm fucked because I have my face on it. So he has managed to get everyone's buy-in The supreme leader came out and endorsed Ghalibaf. Many people within the IRGC, Mir Bagheri, everybody else. So now, if the MOU goes wrong, everybody falls, and if everybody falls, we're all at the same level, so nobody falls. From Ghalibaf's position, if we all lose our credibility among regime supporters because this goes to shit, then I haven't lost, because I was here, I came down, but you all came down with me, so we're all still at the same level. And fuck the regime supporters anyways, as long as you know. So from every person within the Islamic Republic perspective, the popularity among regime supporters is not important. But if I don't have the popularity and other people do, then that matters. Then I'm fucked. But if we all lose our popularity, then fuck them. Who gives a shit about the regime supporters? You know what I mean? It's only a big deal for me if you could take advantage of their popularity against me. But if you also lose popularity among them, then it's not a disadvantage to any of us.
Well, I see two weaknesses here for their plan. One is that Trump, this is kind of Trump's assurance, is that he can throw them under the bus whenever he so chooses. He can reveal things that would destroy their credibility. And then two.
Yeah, but again, now that everybody endorsed the negotiations, if it reduces their credibility, given that we all fall because you all endorsed this, then I don't give a shit, because the regime supporters don't have guns anyways.
Yeah, and so too, which is my response to that, is that if this entire pyramid just sinks altogether, would it cause regime supporters to stop supporting the regime? As in, like, wouldn't it? Wouldn't a lot of the Basij IRGC people just be like, F this isn't the Islam I knew, I'm out?
Yeah, so that would be a damage to the Islamic Republic, but the damage would have been more if it caused internal fighting among these four segments. And Ghalibaf is trying to at least not have the civil war between the four segments. So they would lose support, which means that many people who are part of their enforcement is going to not be as enthusiastic about supporting the regime as before. But Ghalibaf might think, like, I could solve that problem with militias from outside of Iran.
So you're saying that they're doing a controlled collapse.
Demolition. Okay.
Controlled demolition, controlled damage control, but they're still hurting. Is that what you're saying, Armin?
Yes. If we are all hurting, let's all get hurt equally. So nobody has the upper hand over the other one, so that we stop fighting.
So essentially, guys, what Ghalibaf has done is, if you think about the concept of snowshoes, is that if you were not wearing snowshoes and you were to step on a bunch of snow, you sink down, okay? And it's concentrated. But if you have snowshoes, your weight is distributed and you don't sink down as much. So he's bringing everyone down to take the blame and the fall together, which means that the amount of damage might be less, but everyone takes damage. No one is going to be left unscathed from this. And if you damage every aspect of the Islamic Republic, which is already this weekend, you get more people who defect. That is the best that they could do. That is the best that they could do right now. And honestly, well played. But that is the best that they could do.
It's impressive how much what Ghalibaf has managed to do, to be honest.
Okay. Thank you for that. I love that, by the way. I don't know if you guys love that, but that was great. I had so much fun with that. This was going on in my head when I'm alone. So
really? Yeah, okay. Oh yeah. Oh wow, look at this. Wait. So yeah, it is impressive, not gonna lie. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, sorry, go this one.
Yeah, no worries. So Father of Chaos is saying, is Jew Hater a professional propagandist with a propaganda budget? The money spends, sucker.
So I don't think he's professional, because he's literally funding, like, I think he's a retarded propagandist because he's spending money on a Zionist channel, and I think that's retarded. And also, his attacks on us are not very effective, so I don't think he's that. Be a propagandist, yes. Professional, I wouldn't say so. Yeah.
And Sarah Ocean says, Jew hater people who hate themselves. Sending you love.
Oh,
So
I don't
kind.
think he deserves. Sorry, I don't think he deserves your love. I don't think he deserves your love. But okay.
You are a kind soul.
That's right.
Thank you, Sarah. And Joanne saying, can't wait until Friday with the popcorn emoji.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a bloodbath, whether it's people hating on the US for capitulating or people hating on the Islamic Republic for capitulating. That's how people are going to see it. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Well, I mean, let's see, though. If they manage, if we don't get a bloodbath, then we'll see if the regime has managed to successfully quiet everyone, right? We'll see.
So both sides would need to believe that they were the winners of this deal at the same time.
No, they need to get a religious order to shut the fuck up. They're like, we have decided your religious authority. Like, imagine if the Friday Imam prayers come out and say that that our Imam has said this, he knows the way, so shut the fuck up. And everybody, let's see how many people fall in line. We'll see.
That is a huge problem. Let's see how they handle that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jan. And Black Cat, are the rumors true that Mojtaba banners are being removed? I haven't heard that. Have you?
I haven't heard that. No.
I don't see why it would be.
I would keep an eye on that now that you're saying it.
Yeah. And Gosia saying, I have watched the interview with Gazelle Sharmahan. She shares her knowledge based on her father's experience. Watch it. Okay. Gazelle Sharmahan. All right, I will do that. Thank you. And Roman Viking says, what have you discovered about the heart, Ali? That it is an incredibly, incredibly, incredibly durable muscle. That's why you can break your heart and keep going. Trust me, I've tried to you can't you literally, if you had a heart in your hand, you could not pull it apart, even if you tried. Unless it's completely dried out. Anyway.
Whose heart?
There's we call them cadavers, basically people who die or pass away and they donate their organs for science. Companies get to buy them. Or the military gets to buy them. And the military sometimes does some, not so sciencey things to them, like blow them up for testing weapons. Anyway.
Wait. I remember, this reminds me my father is a heart surgeon, right? And one day we, because I was studying the heart in school, like it was a chapter on heart, and I was going to ask him a question, and then he went outside and he bought a cow heart, a big cow heart. Okay. And then he started dissecting it and cutting it for me, and he was like explaining everything, and I was having so much fun with my dad. You're like, oh my god, this is so cool. I like basically I put my book aside and he was just learning about the heart with my dad, cutting it and dissecting the heart with me. And then after we were done, we cooked it and we ate it. So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So the closest animal heart to the human heart is the pig heart. But obviously you can't, there's no pigs in it, right? There's no pigs in Iran. So you can't just go out and buy a pig heart. That's cool. That's cool.
People say TMI. What do you mean TMI? Heart is delicious.
But yeah, excellent question. And Sarah
Wait,
Ocean.
I'm gonna puke. Do you guys not eat the heart? Like, is that a weird thing? Like, the heart is like delicious. But yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
I don't want to spoil people's bubbles here, but many of you have probably eaten many hearts in your lifetimes. Anyway, Sarah Ocean's here, and she is saying, I'm gonna call you Gush Ali. Let's see ears. Guys, I bought these.
Yes,
they arrived. They arrived, and I put them in, and we were testing them right before the show, and they weren't working. And I think it's my computer, because I tested my Apple AirPods earlier as well, and they didn't work, so I bought these, and these still don't work. Yeah, I'll get wired earbuds. Maybe those will work.
It will be Gush Ali after you switch to that.
Don't encourage them. And Royut saying the hardliners agreed to the deal because they removed the blockade. Simple as that. What?
The hardliners. So you're saying that they were desperate. Did you start this? I didn't start this.
I didn't start this.
I didn't start this either. But yeah, I mean, they were desperate for cash. They were going bankrupt. The whole country was going bankrupt, so they were desperate. So they bent the knee. They submitted.
Simple as that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree.
Susan's became a YouTube member. Thank you, Susan. Much appreciated. Welcome. I actually think. Oh, you know what? Susan has messaged me before on school and was asking me to show more appreciation to you. And I was I was like, look, Susan, I completely agree. Like, you don't even need to tell me that. Like,
to me,
I am, yeah. And I was like, look, you don't need to tell me that.
Oh my God. No, I think it should be the other way around. Ali already shows so much appreciation to me. I need to show appreciation to Ali.
No, I was just like, Susan, thank you. I completely understand, but like I'm already so like appreciative of Armin. There's no need.
I think it's the other way around. I need to show you more appreciation. But thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan. Yeah, Susan's very supportive of you.
Guys, let me be clear. I've never had, a host that had this much of a deep understanding of Iran and this politically nerdy. So this is like, I'm having such a fun time every time I go live with Ali. So I feel very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Thank you, Susan. But thank you for your vote of confidence, Susan. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, thanks, Susan. And CJ, who says, guys, I love you both, but please, I love you both, but please answer me. What would have been enough for Trump to have done in this situation? At a certain point, an internal resistance must take over. I mean, enough. I think enough would have been whatever he did. Like, no matter how far or little he did would have been enough. And I would have said
he's already done more than anything any president has ever done. That's what I would say. And he has already done more than I thought any president would do. Right? That's what but I don't understand the second part of the question.
At a certain point, an internal resistance must take over. We tried. We try all the time, actually. We're gonna try again.
If you're talking about no, if you're talking about the Iranian people's uprising, then yes, and we will not give up until that happens, for sure.
Yeah. So CJ, we are saying that whatever Trump did was good, better than nothing. Great. Thank you so much. Let's keep on going, so that our internal resistance will eventually take over. We just should not stop. We should not start pointing fingers at each other, because we need to direct all of our efforts and to just keep moving forward. There's going to be so much time in the future to just point fingers at each other and to say everything that you really want to say, but we're not there yet. And everything you do that is like that kind of hurts us. And not only us, people in Iran, hurts them.
No, but we completely agree with you, CJ. Like, at certain point, like the Islamic Republic has been weakened, and at certain point, it's the Iranian people that need to rise up and take over. I personally think that for that to happen, we need to arm the Iranian people. Or if nobody's going to arm the Iranian people need to figure out a way to arm themselves.
Yeah.
And we're working on that as well, by the way.
Yeah, the conditions haven't been met yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, CJ could just be talking about people who are saying that. They're saying that Trump didn't do enough. He could also be talking about those people.
I just tell you that I've gotten some green light from something about something that I cannot tell, but it's been good. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, sorry, I can't be any more clear about that, but like but anyways.
And thanks, CJ. And here's Astronomics with the super chat, who says, Armin, can you give an update on what's the situation with the deal with Iran? Does this mean all hope is lost for the Iranians and their freedom? No, never. No. But yes.
Okay, no, I mean, we don't have a deal. Okay, we have a memorandum of understanding that has been signed that is supposed to create the framework for eventually United States and the Islamic Republic to get to a deal, but it's still as difficult as before to get to that deal. There's a 60-day period. There is the two main obstacles in getting to a deal is one of the major parts of the so-called deal that we are eventually supposed to get to is to stop fights at all fronts, both United States and Israel and their allies. So the deal apparently expects Israel not to attack Hezbollah, which is something that is really hard. It's really hard to stop Israel from attacking Hezbollah, like given that Hezbollah keeps attacking Israeli citizens. Like, and to ask Israel to leave Lebanon, that would be like a political suicide for whoever in Israel is responsible for that. So that's one obstacle. But the most important obstacle is that if the deal is supposed to get the Islamic Republic to give up its enriched uranium, it's really hard to see why the Islamic Republic would agree to that, given that that would leave them completely vulnerable, and that's their only last remaining card to play, right? So getting to a deal seems very difficult, and even if you get to a deal, as long as that is a requirement, that doesn't lose hope. That actually increases hope, because it will, if you keep the red lines of the deal, if I'm making sure I'm saying if, and you take that from the Islamic Republic, then the Islamic Republic will be more vulnerable than it has ever been. And even after that, you could go back to kinetic military operations after that anyways. And we're sure that at least Israel will do. And at least then United States has managed to disarm the Islamic Republic from its enriched uranium, and then Israel could finish the rest of if the United States doesn't want to participate, United States has done enough to get away the most important shield the Islamic Republic has from them with negotiations, and then Israel could do the rest. But here's the thing. With a deal, without a deal, with Americans participating, without Americans participating, the Americans have done already a lot to weaken the Islamic Republic. Whatever happens in the future, the Iranian people will get rid of the Islamic Republic. The Iranian people and Israelis will not stop fighting the Islamic Republic. And the Americans have already helped more than we could ever imagine. I could ever imagine all this. And even if they stop completely from this day on forth, we should always be grateful for what they have already done. And we know the Iranian people will continue fighting the Islamic Republic, and Israelis will do the same thing. And one way or another, the Islamic Republic will fall. So hope is not lost. We're moving in the right direction. Everything, guys, the only thing that has changed is that people were hoping for a sprint, but it ended up not being a sprint. It ended up being a marathon. So we're reaching our destination, and happens to be much slower than what we wanted to. It's faster than what we expected, like maybe a year or two ago, is slower than what some people wanted after the death of Ali Khamenei, but every single day we're still moving in the right direction.
Yeah, thanks, Astronomics. And Amy saying, what's the beef head dish called, Ali Arman? Kalle pacha.
Oh my God.
I'll type it in the chat.
Don't tell people here they're gonna like. Don't tell Texas Troop she's gonna hate it. She's gonna puke. I love it.
I
though.
just typed it.
I love it though. Guys,
type that into Google.
If you can get over what it is and eat it, it's one of the most delicious meals you ever had. It's amazing. Oh, thank you. By the way, so you're welcome. Appreciate your answer, Armin. Thank you. Yeah, you don't like it, Ali? Oh my God. Oh no, guys. Ali doesn't like calapache. No.
No.
Wow. No. How could you?
Okay, it got absolutely ruined for me because we were going from Tehran to Shoman, a little like weekend vacation, and we were stopping in Chalus, right? And then along the river, there's all the restaurants, and there's just 10 goat heads just stacked next to each other, like skinned, like half the skull's cut off. You can see the brain and everything. And I'm like, Dad, what is that? And he's like, that's kalle pacha. And I was like 9, and I almost threw up because I was like maybe like I don't know, I was like a meter away. I was like 5 feet away. I was like, yeah,
it's
I'm gonna
just,
go back.
But when you cook it, it just looks like meat.
Yeah.
And
When it's in a bowl and you've like cooked it, it's different.
Oh my God. Okay, fine, stars. We cannot be friends anymore. Magbar Kalapache. Okay, I do not trust you anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
How are you guys? What? Oh my God. And they say, Armin, you're not a real Iranian. I like these people don't like Kalapache. What are you talking about? Okay, fine. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, by the way.
And Wyatt saying U.S. Army Guerrilla Warfare Handbook is 521 pages, and it's a book on citizen army tactics. There's a lot of drawings, and if you're interested, I can send you a link. Yeah.
Oh yeah, please email it to me.
Yeah, definitely things to learn from that. Thanks, Wyatt. Yeah, if you send it to any one of us, we'll take a look. And Fleshy Interloper. I hope you mean what I hope you mean, Armin.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying it's going to work, but I mean exactly what you're hoping.
Something good about something. Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Thanks,
Fleshy.
And last but not least, Joanne says, do you think the new supreme leader and Vahidi are dead? I think they are, and the IRGC is just hiding it.
No, I don't think so. Really?
I think they're alive.
Oh, wait. I thought you said you think they're dead.
No, that's Joanne. Joanne super chat saying.
Oh, okay. You said. Oh, okay. So you think they're alive? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the second part was her. It was Joanne. I thought you were saying that.
Yeah.
Okay. But what makes you think that? I mean, it could be true. I'm not saying it's impossible, but we don't have. I mean, the Americans and Israelis are saying they think the supreme leader is alive. So unless they're playing mind games with us, then I don't have any reason to believe otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But maybe you're right, Joanne. If you end up being correct, you should come back here and do an "I told you so" dance or whatever, right?
Yes.
Because I don't see any evidence for that, but you might be correct, and you should come back here and be like, "I told you so."
Yeah. All right, sweet.
That's super chat.
And Gosia says, regarding the interview search for Mansour Ashkar with Gazelle Sharmahad. Okay, let me search that up as well. Mansour Ashkar. Okay. Oh, a disaster in the making. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thank you very much for that.
All right, guys, we're already late, but thank you for all the support. I think this was very detailed today. Like we went into so many,
Yes.
So much detail. Yeah. Okay. Guys, don't search for Kalla Pache. You're not ready. You're not at that level. Okay. You're gonna hate us. Because I can see some Iranians here. Even Cyrus was Kalla Pache thumb down. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Are you guys like American born Iranians? Like Cyrus, were you born in the US? How are you guys?
It's nasty.
You're like it's fucking ugly. You have to go past the looks and look at the taste. Forget about what it looks like. It tastes amazing.
I'm too vain. I can't get past the look.
Oh my god. Oh.
Wait, another one.
Can you actually? This is good. Can you? Because I can't pronounce his name, and I know you can. So can you tell me here this new super chat? How do you pronounce this again?
Jaga take.
Jaga take. Okay, take. Jaga take.
Yeah, but the take is, but I think it's Jaga Tai. Jaga Tai. Yeah, Jaga Tai. He's from Warhammer 40K. Let me just double check on the pronunciation. Jagatai.
Jagatai. Tai. Okay.
Yeah.
So the K is silent. All right.
It's
so
like
yeah.
Genghis Khan inspired character. Anyway.
Ooh.
Saying Adi is well spoken, intelligent, insightful, entertaining, and he gets my tags reference. I might have a new favorite Iranian. Sorry, Armin.
Javid Shah. I don't mind.
You can have two. You can have 3 or 4 favorites.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amy in the chat is saying nerds.
Oh yeah.
Nerds. Okay.
Thanks, Shagatai.
Oh, Cyrus is saying, but you like it. I hope you enjoy it to the max each time to eat. Oh, thank you so much, Cyrus. And thank you, Jagatai. Yes.
Yeah, that was very kind.
Yeah, I get it now. I get it now. You know what? I'm gonna win you back. I'm gonna go read the lore of Jagatai. I'm gonna go study him. I'm gonna study the origin of the character, and then I will come back and I'm gonna win you back. How about that?
I already know it. I already know Jagatai. I'm just saying.
Fine. You can have him. This is all yours. Okay, guys.
Yes.
We gotta go. Okay. Nerd again. Peter saying nerd. All right, guys. Okay, guys. We're gonna head out. Thank you so much. Oh my god, we're gonna another super chat. You're not like kicking this. Oh Noah, the Persian American saying joking, sleeping. I would never do that. Love you guys. Oh, you don't like the nerdy video game stuff? Okay. Love you. Thank you, Noah. Okay, guys, we're gonna head out. Thank you for everything. Hopefully, all of this was helpful and entertaining at the same time. We enjoyed talking to you, and we'll do it again. Yeah, again, same time tomorrow. So until then, I'm Israel Chai. Slava Ukrainian. Cuba Libre.
Long live
America.
Javid Shah.
Payande Iran. See you guys tomorrow.